Okay, this is an introduction to Project 6, jQuery mobile site. I have real mixed feelings on how they have presented this chapter, mainly because they are using other coding inside of Dreamweaver, which may or may not stay prevalent in the world of design, but we work with what we have, so we will continue to do this. Be aware that you're going to have to be very careful with your clicking and your selecting in the process of working with this chapter, because if you mess it up, there is really no way that I can help you fix it. jQuery stands for JavaScript. You will write in Dreamweaver, and they have some coding that they will put in, and on top of it they put some CSS on the jQuery coding. So it gets very, very complex. So just follow the steps very, very carefully and watch what you're clicking, and don't double click unless you're supposed to. So anyway, let's talk about what this mobile site is supposed to be about. Your client is an up-and-coming photographer in the San Francisco area and wants to create a website that is simple to access and navigate regardless of the device behind the use. Your job is to implement the approved site design using JavaScript to include multiple pieces of information on a single page. In this project, what's going to be incorporated with the following skills are creating a mobile-friendly site structure, creating and managing a jQuery user interface object, and defining a JavaScript Lighthouse image gallery, which is quite unique. I think you will like that once you have finished with it. Next, let's talk about the project meeting and what it's all about. Okay, in it says, I would like the site to work on as many different devices as possible, desktop and mobile. I don't want it to be overly complicated. The site should be compact and easy to navigate. The most important information to present is my current exhibits, contact information, galleries with samples of my work. I have also sent you a brief about me section of text just because everybody else seems to include that. You don't need to make that prominent on the site, but it would be available for anyone who is interested. Although I started by specializing in photographing people, I have recently been asked to do a series of pet photographs for the national magazine. To start with, I want galleries to show those two collections. I might eventually expand to include a couple of other collections, but I haven't made up my mind yet on that issue yet. Okay, so let's see what she or he has given us. I've already gotten the initial site layout approved. The client likes the plans for keeping the content to only a few pages with a very simple user interface. Overall, you'll need 3 pages, a home page, a page with her text content, and a page with links to image galleries. The text she's supplied is relatively short, and I don't think it requires individual pages for each section. Instead, you can create a single info page. Use a JavaScript tabbed panel object to consolidate all the information into the single space. This will keep the site small, more manageable, so that users don't have to dig through multiple levels of navigation to find the information that they want. You can also use JavaScript to build the interactive image galleries. The client has only submitted a few images so far, but she said she would be sending more at some point. For now, we're just going to build 2 galleries, one for her portrait collection and one for her pet collection. In this project, you will create the basic site structure, define inline navigation links, control relative image size, create a jQuery tabbed panel object, add content to the tab panels, change the tab CSS, learn about grouping CSS selectors, and create a JavaScript Lightbox image gallery. So anyway, that's where we're headed, starting on page 265, and you're going to want to drag the photography folder out on your desktop.